Hi everyone, this is Kari with Consistently Creative Crew, and I'm with Cheryl and Colleen. And this evening, we assembled the Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 7 traditionally, and there was a few of us who did it digitally. I wanted to jump on and give some instructions for how to create this kit digitally using Artisan. And as I always do, I like to start out taking a look at the layout. This is their sample page that Creative Memories put together. And you can see from this sample that the two pages are basically a mirror image of each other. And one thing you really can't tell from this page kit is that there's a background paper here, and this is all these horizontal stripes, and then they did a cut apart to put all these other pieces on it. And so I created some instructions that I put on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. It's a PDF. You're welcome to go and grab it and download it. It's free. And so I have instructions about what the cut apart was like and what the photo mat dimensions are. But really the things that you're going to want to look at are these dimensions for the design on the base papers. And you can see here, they're just horizontal strips. One's 2.5 inches tall, then 4.5, then 3, and then 2. And then I have the rest of the dimensions here for the layout with all of the different pieces that were in the cut apart kit. There were 6 pieces, and there is room for 5 photos. And one of the pieces was designed for a photo frame, and it had a blue border around the outside and a white inside. So it's perfect for just being able to put your journaling on. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to create the entire left page, like here, and then using the Artisan tools, I'm going to mirror image it. And then all I'll have to do is change this piece that's this rectangle that we've got down here that says piece 6. And then I've got kind of my layout ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move this off of my screen. I have here the sample page that I created, and I used some old Creative Memories digital art that was back from, as I looked at it, it was from 2008, and it was Pet Digital Kits, I think. Yeah, Pet Digital Kit. So I did this and pulled out some old digital content that I haven't used in a long time. But I'm going to change my view to a single page to all and create the left page first. So here we go. So we're going to create a number of rectangles. And so for what I'm going to do, this first one, I'm going to insert a rectangle that's 12 by 12 for the entire sheet. And I'm going to change the solid color. And I obviously did this a long time ago. There we go. Now I'm going to click create. And I'm going to go ahead and center this on the page. And I normally go up to the home ribbon, go to arrange, align, center on a page. But I'm going to remind you that you can also use the X is 0, the Y is 0, and that will put the upper left-hand corner right in that left-hand corner of the page. So then instead of making the 4 strips, I'm just going to use this as my background. And I'm going to insert another shape, a rectangle. This one is going to be 12 inches long by 4.5 inches tall, and it is going to be a darker blue. So I'm going to just pick a darker blue. And this one, I want this to be at 0, and I want it to be at 2.5. So now I've kind of simulated the top rectangular strip that was on the layout. And I'm going to do one more strip. And this one's going to be 12 inches by 3 inches. And this one was brown. So I'm going to go ahead and select a dark brown for that. And again, I'm going to use the X and Y. So this one is going to be 0, and this one is going to be 7. And so now this just simulated the left side page, but instead of making a light blue strip at the top and a light blue strip at the bottom, I just made it one solid background. So that will just save me having to fill with two different sheets of paper. So then the next things I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some of these photo mats that we have. So we had a 6x6. And this one was another shade of blue, so I'm going to try to come up with one that's not too that's complements a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. And the way this was on the design by Creative Memories is they had it snug up to the edge of the page and right next to the brown piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create. And then we had a vertical photo mat. So this one was 4x6. And they made this a dark red. I think we'll go with that. Click Create. And this was somewhat centered in this section, in this area here. So I'm just going to eyeball it and put it in there. And now we have one more rectangle here. This is going to be 4x3. And this one, the way they had it, ended up kind of centered here and overlapping a little bit of this larger square that we had. And then we had three photos. So I will go ahead and put the first one. The first one is a 4x4 and it comes in as a 4x4. So I can select those two and then use the alignment helpers, the second and the fifth, in order to line them on top of each other. I'm going to do the next one, which is a 3.5 by 5.5. 5.5. And then again, select those two, second and fifth, and they align in center. And then the final photo is 3.5 by 2.5. And again, align both of them, second and fifth. And that is basically the left-hand side of the page. So what I want to do is go over into the panel on the right-hand side where I can see the page. If I click on the drop-down arrow next to the page, I have a couple of options, and here I want to insert a mirror image of the page. Sometimes we duplicate it, sometimes we use the mirror image. In this case, we do want to use the mirror image because that's the way this layout was designed by Creative Memories. And when it brings it brings it in front of the page that I was just working on. So I actually am going to reverse them so you can see that now I've got it the same way. So it actually, this was really fast. I'll leave them as two separate pages. So this is the basic layout. So what Creative Memories had done was they put a border strip underneath the brown banner here. There was an embellishment cluster with a title up in the upper left-hand side. They also, on the right-hand side of the page, had another sticker strip, border strip. They put an embellishment cluster here. They put an embellishment cluster here. And now as I look at this, I realize I didn't do one thing. So this one happened to be the journaling box. And this was dark blue. And then this one was actually the not a photo mat. It was a white area. And I could just take it and fill it with white, with the solid color white. I don't have to change it from being a photo fill. I can just fill it with white and then it's already set and ready to go. So again, three embellishment clusters that they formed a triangle with the upper left, kind of the middle right, and then the upper right. They had a nice sticker strip that went across both pages, and I'll show you that again, which kind of ties the pages together. So you can see we've got this sticker embellishment cluster here in the upper left, one in the upper right, one in the middle on the right on the bottom, and they have this sticker strip, which happens to be a string of lights that runs across here, tying the pages together. So I tried to duplicate or replicate some of the colors just for an idea. And here is my page. And I think we also have somebody else here who's on who might be able to show their page too. So this was the layout that I did. I pretty much followed what they had on the Creative Memories recipe. I didn't adjust it too much. So that is one sample page. So you want to share your page? I will stop sharing, let you share.
Yeah, mine's loading right now. So I'll get it all queued up and ready to go.
And that's beautiful. Looks completely different and a beautiful set of papers, new, relatively recent iridescent paper collection set. That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, I didn't use a journaling box, so I filled it with a photo. And I
Yep.
really didn't have embellishments to put on there, but
I don't think you needed them. I think it's great. I think it's a great layout with beautiful photos, and the papers work great. And so does that, looks like a puffy alpha set. So,
yeah,
all right, I'm trying to get back to my screen. Okay. Zoom was not cooperating there for a minute. So I hope that you found that useful and helpful. This page should come together really quickly and really easily. And we'd love to see whatever you create. So you can share it on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. And there's an album there that you're welcome to take a picture of your two-page layout or your single page layout. We'd love to see it. Whether you're doing it traditionally or digitally, we'd love to see what you're creating. So thanks so much for watching.